This
How you doing that, my friend?
This is my neighbor, and he a West Coast boy, and never had a steak before.
Listen, I'm gonna treat him like he was my neighbor. That's how good we gonna take care of you.
All right.
You like pickles?
Nah.
Nah? Okay, mayonnaise. Put
Both
extra
kinds?
peppers
Both
on
parts?
that joint, both
Okay.
kinds.
Okay.
Ketchup,
Right.
extra cheese.
Hey, thanks for checking into Sambo's Place. Welcome back. It's been a while. Today we're going to take a look at how well the Weber SearWood XL600 does with cheesesteaks. That's right. We're going to be using the griddle attachment today, and we're going to be seeing just how well this does. Now, before I get into that, let me just say this. What works for me might not work for you. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of cheesesteak recipes out there that you can try, but what I found that works best for me is a combination of a South Street and a little bit outside of Philly recipe. I'm talking about Jim's Steaks on South Street, and I'm talking about D'Alessandro's a little bit farther outside of the city. Okay, those two recipes combined are gonna give you the three things that you're looking for in an excellent cheesesteak. Number one, you gotta make sure you have the right bread. If you don't have the right bread, you are definitely shorting yourself, and the sandwich is not going to turn out well. You need something artisan. You need something fresh baked. You do not want to be grabbing something right out of some kind of a poly bag at the grocery store. Check out their bakery. Get to know your breads. Bread, number one. Number two, choice of meat. A lot of places down in Philly, they use top round sliced real thin. D'Alessandro's, they like to use ribeye, and I like to use ribeye. I think ribeye is the best cut of meat that's going to give you the best flavor and that drippy, soak through the wrapper, soak through the bag cheesesteak you want.
Nice try, Uncle Phil, but this is not a Philadelphia cheesesteak. See, look at the bag. No grease stain. This one, authentic Philadelphia cheesesteak. You can see right through the bag by now. Hey. I smell something greasy. Yo, a cheesesteak. Now, this is the real deal.
But we got a way to contest with that juiciness as well. And number three, you want the whiz. That's right. You want Cheese Whiz added to yours to give it that salty kick, that salty punch, that little bit of extra cheese pop that you're going to get when you add that on top of the American cheese. So those three things is, in my opinion, what makes a great cheesesteak. Whether you want onions on yours, that's something personal. We like a little bit of caramelized onions on ours. Let's get in the kitchen, let's get to this and take a look and find out how this Weber is going to do some cheesesteaks today in Sambo's backyard. Thanks for checking in. I like to pop the ribeyes in the freezer for about 45 to 50 minutes just to firm them up a little bit, make them easier to slice. You can see I'm doing about 1/4 inch slices on these. We'll chop them up a little bit more on the grill. Once sliced up, I like to put them in a bowl, hit them with some sea salt, hit them with some cracked black pepper or some fine black pepper, whatever you have, works just well. I like some W sauce. I like to throw about a tablespoon of W sauce in there just to give it a little bit of pop. Once that's in there, I like to mix things through, and once everything is mixed through, we just let it set up for about 20 minutes before we get it on the grill. We like to set our grill to 7 on manual mode, get that fired up, a little bit of oil, get that oil spread around, get the onions on there so we can start caramelizing the onions. Like I said, 7 is a real good setting for this. We get our beef on there. Look at that ribeye going. Chop it up with the chopper, and that's also my scraping tool, by the way. I like to use that and double it up as a chopper. Once we get that steak simmering and we get that ready to go, we just set that on there and let it simmer with the onions for a while. After that, we're going to toast up our buns on the side. You can see them going on. We have that extra room with the 600 XL. After the buns are toasted up for a few minutes, and that's Cheese Whiz. We're gonna spread that cheese whiz on both of those toasted rolls. We're gonna get our American cheese. We're gonna slap our American cheese on there. Once that's on, we're gonna cover up the lid a little bit. We're gonna take our toasted buns, slap them right on top, scoop them up, serve them up with some onions, and we are ready to go. Look at that sandwich right there. I can tell you, it tasted as good as it looked. Whenever my stepson comes in to visit from Houston, he's always requesting steaks. This time he asked for the South Street Steaks, and we had the griddle attachment on the Weber SearWood to give it a try. What I learned from using this, as you use it more and more and more, is a setting of 7 is just about right, so you could caramelize those onions on one side and you could get those cheesesteak steaks going on the other. I am so happy that I got the 600 XL, which gives me a little bit of room over to the left, as you saw, where I was toasting my buns, which helped mitigate some of that grease, by the way. You notice when I was packing those with the onions, the juices were just dripping right out of that sandwich. So I gotta tell you this. If you have a Weber 600 or a 600 XL and you're looking to up your game and do some cheesesteaks, this is exactly what you want. You want the griddle attachment. So buck up, get it on your grill, get some cheesesteaks going. Hey, thanks for checking into Sambo's Place. Sambo out.